Hello, everyone, and welcome to our story today. We're diving into a beautiful, classic tale about love, sacrifice, and the true meaning of giving. It's called The Gift of the Magi by O. Henry. Our story begins with Della, a young woman deeply in love with her husband, Jim. It's Christmas Eve, and Della has only $1.87 to her name. She's been saving every penny for months. But it just wasn't enough to buy the perfect present for Jim. Her heart ached as she looked at the meager sum. She desperately wanted to find something worthy of him, something fine and rare and sterling, something that truly expressed her love. Della had two prized possessions. One was Jim's gold watch, a family heirloom passed down from his father and grandfather. The other was her hair. It was beautiful, rippling and shining like a cascade of brown waters, falling below her knee. It was her pride and joy. Suddenly, an idea sparked. With a determined look, she let her hair fall to its full length. A tear or two splashed on the worn red carpet, but she quickly dried her eyes, put on her old brown jacket and hat, and hurried out the door. She ran to a shop with a sign that read, Madame Sofroni, hair goods of all kinds. Della asked the shop owner if she would buy her hair. Madame Sofroni, a large, chilly woman, examined the magnificent locks and offered her $20. Give it to me quick, said Della. The deal was done. For the next 2 hours, Della ransacked the stores for Jim's present. At last, she found it. It was a simple, platinum fob chain. It was elegant and understated, perfect for Jim's beautiful gold watch. The watch was his treasure, but he always had to look at it discreetly because it was on an old leather strap. This chain would change that. It was the perfect gift. She paid $21 for it and hurried home with the remaining 87 cents. When she got home, Della looked at her reflection. Her short, close-cropped hair made her look like a truant schoolboy. She got out her curling irons and went to work, trying to repair the damage with tiny clothesline curls. She worried what Jim would think. Would he still find her pretty? Would he even love her anymore? At 7 o'clock, she heard Jim step on the stair. She held the fob chain in her hand and stood near the door. Jim came in. He was thin and very serious. He stopped just inside the door, his eyes fixed upon Della. There was an expression in them that she could not read, and it terrified her, too. It was not anger, nor surprise, nor disapproval, nor horror. He simply stared at her with a peculiar expression on his face. Jim, darling, she cried, don't look at me that way. I had my hair cut off and sold it because I couldn't have lived through Christmas without giving you a present. It'll grow out again. Say Merry Christmas, Jim, and let's be happy. You don't know what a nice gift I've got for you. You've cut off your hair, asked Jim, slowly, as if he couldn't quite grasp the fact. Cut it off and sold it, said Della. Don't you like me just as well? Anyhow, I'm me without my hair, ain't I? Jim seemed to wake from his trance. He drew a package from his overcoat pocket and threw it upon the table. Don't make any mistake, Dell, he said, Sloot. Nothing like a haircut could make me like my girl any less. But if you'll unwrap that package, you may see why you had me going a while at first. With eager fingers, Della tore at the string and paper. And then, a scream of joy. And then, alas, a quick, feminine change to hysterical tears and wails. For there lay the combed a set of beautiful, pure tortoiseshell combs with jeweled rims that Della had long worshipped in a Broadway window. They were expensive combs, and her heart had simply craved and yearned over them without the least hope of possession. And now, they were hers, but the tresses that should have adorned them were gone. She hugged them to her bosom and managed to look up with dim eyes and a smile. My hair grows so fast, Jimper, and then she leaped up, remembering his gift. She held out the precious chain. Isn't it a dandy, Jim? I hunted all over town to find it. You'll have to look at the time 100 times a day now. Give me your watch. I want to see how it looks on it. But Jim didn't hand over his watch. Instead, he tumbled down on the couch and put his hands behind his head and smiled. Dell, said he, let's put our Christmas presents away and keep Emma while. They're too nice to use just at present. I sold the watch to get the money to buy your combs, and here our story ends. The Magi, as you know, were wise men who brought gifts to the babe in the manger. They invented the art of giving Christmas presents. And here, in this small apartment, two foolish young people most unwisely sacrificed for each other, the greatest treasures of their house. But of all who give gifts, these two were the wisest. They were the Magi. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this story, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more tales. We'll see you next time.